Hi everyone, I'm Angela. This should be the 10th of my free yoga videos as part of my advanced yoga teacher training, so welcome. I'm very excited about the next series of classes I'm going to be offering. If you have not observed already, these classes are an hour and 15 minutes long. I try not to be too daunted by it. It's going to be a fun combination of yin, which is the slower poses that we hold for a longer time, where we'll be creating a little space and opening and health for the joints, and then we'll follow it up with a decent, more fast-paced yoga workout and then some cooling down stretches. So for whoever is at MVP who's watching my videos, the premise of this is, I don't remember where I heard it, but someone in one of the different trainings I was taking on yin was talking about how yin yasa is becoming a very popular thing, and it's not bad exactly, but usually it's a hard workout and then yin poses, and that's not actually what we want to do with the body. We want to practice yin when the body's cooler and create that health for the joints, and then take it into a more exercise type yoga, physical exercise, and by sequencing it like that, you increase the overall productivity of what it is we're doing, at least for the body. So that's what the premise of this series is. It's a yin yasa, but it really is yin, and then going into vinyasa and ending with cool down stretches. So for those of you who are coming to practice, get out your mat, grab some blocks, and today's class is going to be focused on hips. So we'll be doing around 20-ish minutes of holding poses for a longer time. They may be a little bit physically uncomfortable because we'll be holding them longer, but do what you can. And then after that, we will do some faster paced work to try to strengthen the muscles around the joints that we just worked. Okay, so go ahead and get on your mat. I'm going to close my door back here. I'm going to start in a seated position. And feel free to sit on a block or on blankets if you would like. It's a beautiful day here in Cleveland. It's relatively warm. It's about 40, and the sun is shining on the snow, which is one of my favorite weather environments. It's the sunshine is blindingly bright. In Cleveland, that's something to enjoy. So we're taking an easy seat, legs are crossed, spine is straight, shoulders are stacked. Start by coming to your breath. And feel it move in and out. Breathe in and out through your nose. Allow the exhales to be deep and long. Deep and full inhales and exhales. Take a few more breaths where you're just focusing on the feeling of the breath flowing in and out. So whether we're holding the pose for a while or we're finding more motion, try to come back to your breath and the feeling of your breath whenever you can. Especially if you feel like your mind is wandering or you're finding something challenging and starting to tell yourself stories around it. Let the breath be the place where your mind can go to relieve that tension of constantly thinking. As you inhale, start to sweep your hands up to the sky. Stretch through your fingertips and relax your shoulders away from your ears. Press your palms together and bring them to heart center. Connect with gratitude. Again, inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, press your palms together, bring them to your heart. Connect with joy. One last time, inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, press your palms together, bring your hands to heart center and connect with love. And inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. Exhale, plant your right hand to the earth and take a bend to the right. Maybe bringing a bend to your elbow as you stretch to the side. You can look up at your hand if you'd like. Breathe into the left side of your body here. Inhale, come back to center, both hands reaching. Exhale, opposite side, left hand to the earth. Reach your right fingertips to the side. Rolling your right shoulder open. So we're stretching through the right side of the body and not collapsing the shoulder in. You can look up at your top hand if you want. A couple more breaths. Inhale back to center, fingertips lift to the sky. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Left hand to your leg, right hand to the earth. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, gently twist a little deeper to the right, maybe looking over your back shoulder. Inhale back to center, reach your hands back up to the sky. Exhale, take your twist to the left. Left hand to the earth, behind your hip, and right hand to your leg. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper to the left. Shoulders relaxed over your hips. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your hands out in front of you. So we'll start to find our first hip stretch. We're just going to keep the easy seat position. And bring your hands in front of you and take an inhale. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale. Gently fold forward. Reaching your fingertips out in front of you. Dropping your head down. Feeling free to grab your block to rest your head against. And we're going to spend a couple of minutes here in this forward fold. Very much feel free to allow yourself support from a block. You can also rest your head against the earth. In just a couple minutes here. A few more breaths here. As you inhale, lift your head, walk your hands back in towards your legs. And switch the position of your legs so the opposite shin is in front. And then do the same thing. Opposite leg in front. Reach your fingertips in front of you. Inhale, find a long spine. And exhale, walk forward with your fingertips. Up your forehead down towards your block or towards the floor. And hold here and breathe. A couple minutes here. As you inhale, lift your head, walk your hands back in towards you. Plant your feet in front of you, about hips width, bending your knees. Lean back on your hands and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And come back to center. Bring your feet together in front of you. And then drop your knees down to the earth. Find a butterfly pose. Grab your ankles or your toes. Take an inhale and lengthen the crown of your head to the sky. And as you exhale, fold forward. Feel free to bring a bolster up towards you. Fold forward on top of. And keep the stretch in the inner legs. Take about 4 minutes here. Like me, you may have decided to rest against support. If you do not have any support with you or you don't want any, then feel free to just curve your spine down, drop your forehead towards your feet. And come back to your breath. And 1 more minute, just like this. And breathe into anywhere in the body where you may be experiencing tension or holding on to tightness. And come back to your deep and full breath. exhale, start to lift back up. Set your support aside if you had support. And once again, plant the feet in front of you, hips width or a little wider, lean back on your hands. Windshield wiper your knees slowly from side to side. Just one more pose before we start to speed things up again. Lift your way back up to center. Roll forward over your knees to come to hands and knees position. Bring your big toes together, knees apart. Shift your hips back to your heels to find H Hyben's pose. Drop your forehead down, feeling free to bring your forehead against a block for support. Same thing with your heels and hips. You can use a block between them or a blanket for support. We'll be here about 3 minutes. Settle into your breath. Pay special attention to the muscles around the hips and send the breath there if that feels comfortable. Just a few more minutes like this. Fingertips can reach forward. You can always sweep them behind you as well if that feels more comfortable for you. Inhale. Slowly press your way up to hands and knees position. And draw your knees underneath your hips and your hands under your shoulders. And from here we'll go through cat and cow. Inhale, stretch your belly down. Lift your hips and chest up for cow pose. And exhale. Push into your mat, round your spine up to the sky, tuck chin in for a cat pose. Inhale, stretch down for cow. Exhale, round up for cat. And continue this motion and breath together for a few more rounds. slowly come back to flat back and take some hip circles. Swing hips around and back and to the other side, forward if it feels okay for your wrists. And then pause and go the opposite way. And come back to tabletop. Plant your hands a handprint closer towards the front edge of your mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips high, sink your heels back to find down dog. Feet hips width and hands shoulders width, or a little bit wider if you need to today. Go ahead when you're ready, bend one knee and then the other knee to walk out your dog. Alternating, pressing heels down. And then slowly come back to both heels sinking towards the earth. Nod your head yes slowly. And shake your head no. And bring your head back to center. And take an inhale, shift forward to find your plank pose. You can have your knees drop down for more support. Otherwise, keep your knees lifted, press through your hands. Tuck the muscles in the belly in. Straighten through the backs of the legs. Hold here and breathe. For 3, 2, and take one more inhale here. And exhale, drop to your knees. Untuck your toes, lower all the way to your belly. And allow your elbows to graze your ribs as you lower. Bring your hands to plant beside your low ribs. And as you inhale, find a small cobra pose. Lift your chest and gaze down to the mat. Press all 10 toenails down into the mat. Keep your legs engaged. Breathe here. And take one more inhale. And exhale, lower down. Once again, inhale, find a little cobra. Or press into the hands and lift higher for a higher cobra. Heart comes forward, gazes forward, hips are dropping low. Inhale here. Exhale, come to hands and knees. Tuck your toes. And lift your hips. And find down dog. So we're starting to build up our vinyasas, which we use to link everything together. That's a modified version, dropping to the knees and taking cobra pose. If we want to practice a more physically challenging version, we'll drop into a chaturanga this time, a low plank. As you inhale, come forward to your plank pose. Again, you can always drop to the knees for support here. Or as you exhale, hover to low plank by bending your elbows and hovering above the mat. And as you inhale, press through your hands, roll over the toes. Feel free to keep the legs lifted here for an upward facing dog or take a cobra pose. As you exhale, we'll make our way to down dog. You can come through hands and knees or again roll over the toes to find your downward facing dog. Breathe here in and out through the nose. Okay, let's do that one more time. Inhale, come forward to your plank pose. Exhale, lower, knees up or down. Inhale, chest lifts, cobra pose or up dog. Exhale, toes tuck, hips lift, downward facing dog. Breathe here. As you inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. As you exhale, walk your feet up to your hands. We'll find a forward fold at the top of the mat. Separate your feet a little wider than hips width. Bend your knees, rub your belly to rest against your thighs, and grab for opposite elbows. Take a gentle sway from side to side. Release your hands down to the earth. Bring your feet back underneath your hips. And as you inhale, we'll find half lift. Bring your hands to shins or thighs. Lengthen your spine forward to the front of your mat. Then as you exhale, fold forward. Soft bend in the knees whenever you forward fold. As you inhale, once again, hands to legs. Lengthen your spine forward. And exhale, fold. As you inhale, press through your feet and slowly lift up to standing, reaching your fingertips out and up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips lengthen and lift up to the sky. And exhale, let's take a forward fold again, soft bend in the knees as you fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through your feet, rise to standing, fingertips lift to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep your hands to the sky, maybe look up, open the heart a little bit, find a back bend. Exhale, bring hands through heart center, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, fingertips reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep your hands to the sky, look up if you want, open the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. This time as you exhale, plant your hands. Step back to a plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, move through your chaturanga. We'll make our way to down dog. You can always skip the chaturanga and come straight back to down dog whenever you would like, if you want a little bit less intensity in the motion. Breathe in your down dog. Inhale and float your right heel up to the sky to find a three-legged dog. Keep your right toes pointing down towards your mat. Keep your left heel sinking towards the mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, draw your foot forward. Plant it outside of your right hand. So foot is outside both hands, finding a lizard pose. You can stay lifted in your back knee in your lizard pose. You can drop your back knee down. Bend into your right knee. Bring it no further than over your front ankle. Make sure your knee and your toes are tracking in the same direction. So we'll hold here for a few more breaths. If you want to drop onto the forearms or use a block underneath your hands or forearms, you can. Breathe here, a couple more. Your back knee is lifted, drop it down. Keep your left hand planted to the earth or to a block, and as you inhale, reach your right hand up to the sky for a low lunge twist. And maybe look up at that lifted hand. A few more breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes. Come back to a plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, make your way to down dog. You can take a chaturanga or you can come straight there. Remember, with chaturanga, you inhale up dog or cobra and exhale downward facing dog. And come to your down dog. Breathe there a moment. As you inhale, float your left heel up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Again, left toes are pointing down towards the earth, and right heel is sinking towards the earth. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring your knee forward, plant your foot outside of both hands, finding lizard pose. You can stay lifted in the back knee or drop your back knee down. Find your strong bend in your left knee, tracking it in the same direction as your toes. Feel free to stay here or come to your forearms, or drop hands or forearms to a block. A few more breaths here. If your back knee's lifted, drop it down. Keep your right hand planted to your mat or to your block. As you inhale, sweep your left hand up to the sky for a twist. And maybe looking up. A few breaths here. And inhale here. Exhale. Plant hands. Tuck your back toes. Step back to find plank pose. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, either float through your chaturanga or come straight back to downward facing dog. And we'll meet up in a down dog. And once you're there, take some deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Inhale, float your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, walk your feet up to your hands. We'll find forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through your feet. Rise up slowly, fingertips reaching to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Maybe look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step back to find plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, make your way to down dog through chaturanga or straight there. Meet up in our down dog. Couple breaths in. And a couple breaths out. And as you inhale, float your right heel up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw your knee forward, plant your foot between your hands, and drop your back knee down. And finding low lunge, hands framing your front foot, maybe grabbing blocks and planting your hands on top of them if you want to. As you inhale, begin to press through your front foot and back knee and sweep your hands up to the sky. Continuing to bend into your front knee. Strong gaze forward. And take an inhale here. As you exhale, plant your hands, straighten your front leg to find half split. Pop your the ball of your front foot off the earth. Pull forward over your front leg. A few breaths here. Inhale, slowly come back to center, bend into your front knee. Tuck your back toes. Step back to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, vinyasa. Find your way to your down dog. And breathe there. Inhale and float your left heel up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw your knee forward, plant your foot between your hands, and drop your back knee down. Low lunge. And begin to press into your front foot, rotate inner thighs in towards each other, and sweep your hands up to the sky. And gaze forward, shoulders relaxed, bend into your front knee. Inhale here. Exhale, plant your hands, straighten your front leg, come onto the heel of that foot, and fold forward over your extended front leg for half slip. Inhale, come back to center. Bend into your front knee, tuck your back toes. Step back to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, make your way to down dog through chaturanga or straight there. So we're doing a lot of lunges today, getting into the muscles in the upper and outer legs. When you find your down dog, you may bring your attention to those spaces and send your breath there. Remember, you can always find a child's pose for rest if you ever need. Especially since this is a video, you can always pause and take a break if you need. Okay, from your down dog, let's inhale, float the right heel up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Bring your heel towards your left glute, point your knee up to the sky, and maybe draw some circles with your knee, circling the hip in one direction. And then go the opposite way. And on an inhale, square off your hips, point your right heel to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands, drop your back knee down. And as you come up, interlace your fingers on top of your front leg. And we're going to come into a crescent lunge from a low lunge. So to do so, tuck your back toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, press into the ball of your back foot, lift your back knee, and then sweep your hands to the sky. This may feel a little more challenging than coming from down dog. Coming from the floor tends to mean that the body stays lower in the lunge. Breathe here. Inhale here. Exhale, frame your front foot. Step back, find plank pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, make your way to your down dog, however you'd like to get there. And take a couple breaths in and out. From your down dog, inhale, float your left heel up to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Heel towards the right glute. And do some gentle circles with your knee in one direction. And then make your circles the opposite way. And as you inhale, bring your leg back up. Left heel lifts to the sky, inhale. Exhale, plant your foot between your hands and drop your back knee down. And come up. Interlace your fingers on top of your front leg. And a couple breaths here, and then we're going to make our way to our crescent warrior from the ground. From here, tuck your back toes, and then lift your back knee. As you are ready, reach your hands to the sky. 3 breaths in and out here. Take one more inhale here. Exhale. Frame your front foot. Step back to your plank pose. Take an inhale. And exhale. Float through chaturanga or step straight back to, or lift your hips straight to the sky for downward facing dog. As you inhale, float your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, walk your feet to your hands. We'll find a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. As you inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips low, starting to find chair pose. Hands to heart. As you begin to lift the crown of your head to the sky. Lengthen your spine and tuck your belly muscles in. If and when you are ready, you can reach your arms in line with your ears. Breathe here. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, bring hands through heart center, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Inhale, exhale, make your way to your down dog. Third vinyasa or straight there. Find your down dog, take a few breaths in and out there. All right, one last round of lunges and we'll do a little bit of work from our crescents. So as you inhale, float your right heel to the sky. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot. And then as you inhale, reach your hands up to the sky for crescent warrior. Rotate inner legs towards each other. Lengthen your spine. You can always bring hands to heart center or hands to hips for more stability. If you have any pain in your right knee, just stay right here in crescent. If not, take an inhale here. Exhale, bend your back knee any amount. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. One more time. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Step back, plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, make your way to down dog. So again, if you have joint pain in the knees, you don't need to bend the knee. You can just stay with crescent pose. And from your down dog, inhale, float your left heel up to the sky. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Crescent warrior. Rotate hip points forward. Again, hands can be at heart or on your hips for more stability. Take an inhale here. Exhale, stay or straight or bend your back knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Last time. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bring your front foot with your hands. Step back to your plank pose. Inhale. Exhale. Move through chaturanga to come to down dog. Or come straight there. from your down dog. Inhale, float your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. One more time, hips low and heart lifted. Take an inhale here. Exhale, float your left foot off the mat, one-legged chair. Inhale, straighten your standing leg, come to majorette. Left knee in towards the chest. Exhale, back to one-legged chair. One more time, inhale, majorette, straighten your standing leg. Exhale, come to full chair pose, both feet planted. Take an inhale here. Stay and exhale. Inhale, right knee in towards the chest. Keep the left leg bent. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, sink low, one-legged chair. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, come back to your chair pose. Inhale here. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your feet hips width or a little bit wider. Grab your big toes with the first two fingers of each hand. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold forward. Bending your elbows, if possible and as necessary. And also bend your knees here. Pull your belly toward your thigh. And release the hold on your feet. Bring your feet back to hips width. Actually, from here, separate your feet even wider. I'm going to go wider than hips width. And point your toes to angles. Start to sink your hips low to find a squat. So you can stay lifted, coming up here. You can grab one or two blocks and set them underneath your hips for more support. And keep the spine long, the crown of your head lifted. Press your elbows inside your knees, and then press elbows and knees against each other with hands at heart center. And take an inhale here. Exhale, plant your hands, fold forward. Keep your legs wide as you fold. You can grab big toes with the first two fingers again, or slide your hands underneath your feet, bringing your toes to the creases of your wrists. And fold here in a gorilla pose. Release the hold on your feet. Come back to forward fold with feet underneath hips. Then inhale, find half lift, hands to legs. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise to standing, fingertips reaching to the sky. Then exhale, sink back to your chair pose. Bring hands to heart center. Float your left foot off the mat and then cross your ankle over your right leg for standing figure four. Continue to sink your hips low. You might reach your arms in line with your ears if you would like to here. Or you can begin to fold forward. over your front leg, reaching your hands down to the earth, maybe planting them to the earth. A few more breaths here. If you're folded forward, begin to slowly make your way back up to center and come back to your chair pose. Plant both feet, sink your hips low, hands to heart. And pick up your right foot and cross your ankle over your left leg. Finding figure 4 on the opposite side. Sink your hips low. Maybe bringing your arms in line with your ears. Or slowly beginning to fold forward. Dropping your hands down towards the earth, maybe making contact with the earth or with blocks. A few more breaths here. As you inhale, if you're folded forward, come back up to center. Let's meet up in chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale to standing. Inhale, hands reach to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale. Make your way to your down dog through chaturanga or straight there. Inhale. Float your right heel to the sky. Exhale. Step it between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhale, come up to your crescent warrior. Bring hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward, belly over thigh. Exhale, prayer twist. Elbow outside your knee, hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, release your hands down to the earth, bringing your front foot and walk your back foot in, about a foot or two behind the front. Heel to heel alignment, back toes point to at the front corner of your mat. As you inhale, bring hands to hips and come up to standing, setting up for a pyramid pose. Hips are rotated forward. You can keep hands on your hips or bring fists or the palms to touch behind your low back. As you inhale, roll your shoulders open, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold forward. Drop your hands down if you would like to your leg or your foot, or to the earth, or to blocks, and fold. A few more breaths here. Wherever you're coming from, bring your hands down to your mat, about a foot in front of your front toes. As you inhale, float your left heel up to the sky for a standing split. Hips are pointed down towards the earth, lifting from the left hip and the back of the left leg. And take an inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Take an inhale there. Exhale, make your way to your down dog. few breaths in and out. Inhale, float your left heel to the sky. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, stand the ball of your back foot. Inhale, rise up, crescent warrior. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward, hands to heart, belly over thigh. Exhale, bring your elbow outside your front knee. Prayer twist. Thumbs to the center of your heart. Elbows stacked. One more inhale here. And exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Step your back foot in, about a foot or two behind the front. Heel to heel, back toes to an angle, hands to hips. Inhale, lift up to center, setting up for our pyramid pose. Grabbing blocks, having them nearby if you would like to. Otherwise, rotate your hips forward, hands to hips, or fists or palms behind your low back. Inhale, long spine, shoulders roll open. Exhale, fold forward over your front leg. Feeling free to drop your hands down to your leg or your foot, or the earth, or blocks. And keep breathing here. From here, bring your hands to the earth about a foot in front of your front toes. Now as you inhale, float your right heel up to the sky for a standing split. Hips are pointing down towards the earth, crown of your head is dropping down, and breathe here. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Step to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise to standing. Lift your hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep your hands high one more time. And exhale, fold forward with a long spine. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale. We will meet up in a downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. Good work. Once you're in your down dog, go ahead and drop to your knees. We'll meet up in a child's pose. Toes together, knees wide, spine long, hips back to heels. Good work. So most of the more rigorous physical practice is coming to a close. We'll do some gentle stretches with options to make things deeper if you would like. And then we will wrap up this hip healthy practice. I hope that you felt it. Sometimes maybe you felt it as a challenge, sometimes felt it as a relief, but hopefully in the end, all good things. Take some more breaths, deep inhales and deep exhales in your child's pose. As you inhale, lift up to hands and knees. Drop your belly down, lift hips and chest up for cow pose. Exhale, push into your mat, round your spine, and come back to child's pose through a cat pose. Inhale, slither forward, drop the belly down, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, shift back. Cat pose to child's pose. Continue breath and motion together a few more rounds. And slowly meet up in a tabletop position. Bring the knees under the hips. As you inhale, lengthen your right leg behind you. Exhale, draw your knee forward, set it by your right wrist, ankle around by your left wrist. You can also be closer in towards your pelvis. It doesn't have to come towards the wrist. And stretch your back leg straight behind you, sink your hips low, maybe grab a block and rest it underneath your right hip if you feel like you're rolling onto it. Finding our half pigeon. You can stay here, stay lifted. You may fold forward any amount. Or if this does not feel good, come onto your back, bend your knees, and cross your right ankle over your left leg for a figure four. Same thing, but on the back. Hold here wherever you are and breathe. You're folded forward in your pigeon pose. Begin to plant your hands and come to an upright position with the crown of your head to the sky. We're going to meet up in a seated position. The left leg swung around and extended in front. And sole of your right foot inside the left leg. As you inhale, turn toward your extended legs. Sweep your hands to the sky. Exhale and fold forward, grabbing for your leg or your toes. Forehead to knee pose. Keep your spine long in from your hips. As you inhale, lift back up to center. Roll over your legs to come back to your tabletop position. And shift your hips from side to side a few times. And as you inhale, extend your left leg behind you. As you exhale, draw the knee forward, send it by your left wrist, rest it down. And either bring the ankle around by your right wrist, or you can tuck it in closer towards your pelvis. That feels better. And extend your right leg straight behind you. Sink your hips low, maybe grabbing your block and setting it under your left hip to find half pigeon pose on the left side. You can stay nice and lifted. You can fold forward any amount. And you can come onto the back. Even if you didn't do that on the other side, you might want to do that on this side. Bend your knees, cross your left ankle over your right thigh for figure four. Great alternate way to do pigeon pose. About another minute here. If you're folded forward in your pigeon pose, press your hands down and lift your way back up. We'll meet up in a seated position. Right leg swung around to the front and extend it. Sole of your left foot inside of it. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. And drop your hands down to your leg or your foot. And fold. As you inhale, slowly make your way back up. Plant your feet in front of you. And begin to make your way onto your back. And once you're there, hug your knees in towards your chest. And rock from side to side. Bring your arms out to a T. Stay with knees stacked. Or press your left knee over your right. And then take a twist with knees down to the right. And maybe looking in the opposite direction. Inhale. Begin to make your way back to center. Either switch the cross of your knees or keep your knees stacked. And then drop your knees to the left. And maybe gaze to the right. Inhale. Come back to center, uncross your legs and hug them in towards your chest. And on your next inhale, lift your forehead up towards your knees. Tighten everything into the center. As you exhale, extend your legs long to start to come to your Shavasana. Bring heels towards the corners of your mats. Extend your arms alongside you. And flip your palms up, rotate your shoulder blades underneath of you. Tuck your chin slightly. Release to a natural breath. and rest here for just a couple minutes, and then we'll close out our practice. And to take some deeper and more full inhales and exhales. And to wiggle your fingers and toes. Circle your ankles and wrists. And stretch out your arms and your legs away from each other. And draw your knees in towards your chest. However you would like to get there. We'll meet up in a seated position. Bring the hands to heart center. Hope this practice brought some good strength and maybe some spaciousness to the joints and muscles and in and around the hips, and hope that you found some good things in this practice. The light in me recognizes, honors, and bows to the light in every single one of you. Let's bow to one another and say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining in yoga video number 10. This was a challenging one, at least it was for me to teach. Maybe you found it the same. And if you enjoyed it, stay tuned. The next one I'm planning to do will be same thing, stretching and then strengthening for the core. So if you're looking to tighten up low and mid back and the abs, that will be the class for you. So hope to see you there.